It is time for what will be the final episode of the Xur campaign in StarCraft Remastered, at the very least outside of the Brood War expansion, as we are just about to start up the final mission. Now, in the previous episode, we made our way to Aiur, the home planet of the Protoss, and while the Overmind is planning on destroying and wiping out all of the Protoss, in the previous episode, in the previous mission, he made us collect a crystal, but he did not quite explain to us why. Full circle, the Zerg swarm in high orbit over the Protoss homeworld of Aiur.
You have done well, my Seraphit. The Protoss can do nothing but flee before the onslaught of the swarm. But now you must assault one final site before our conquest is assured. Behold, there is a temple not far from here that lies upon ground most hallowed. Though I have borne witness to the passing of countless millennia, the temple which you must assault is older by far. For it was constructed by my creators, the Xel'Naga, and it marks the site where the Xel'Naga first set foot upon Aiur. The temple must be cleared, and the Khaydarin Crystal set in its place. Only then shall the way be made ready. For it is upon that ground alone that I may be manifest.
Alrighty, so that's the end of that briefing. Our next objective, and the final one for the Xur campaign for now, is to destroy the Protoss Temple, and essentially apparently destroying the place that the Xel'Naga first entered Aiur. Let's have a look. What do we have in this mission right here? I guess we once again get started by making a bunch of workers. Usually not a bad idea whatsoever, and I'm kind of actually tempted here to start up a second hatchery right from the get-go, because it certainly does look like we're gonna need it. Now, I'm looking around, and I'm not seeing any gases here whatsoever. I'm not entirely sure what that means. We do once again have Ultralisks, Hydralisk, and Zergling, of course. Very, very powerful setup right there already, but it's quite interesting to see that we've got no gas guys right at our disposal. Maybe there's gonna be something over here on the right-hand side, although apparently there is the temple right there off in the distance. Let's have a quick look, though. See if there's maybe any gases hiding here in the corner. Ooh, there's more minerals. Ooh, and there's a bunch of Protoss there as well. So apparently, they are essentially already cannon rushing our mineral lines, which I don't really want to have... You know, I don't really want to have to deal with that just yet. Let's go ahead and have a look here on the left-hand side then of the map. I'm assuming it's going to be a very similar setup. Very symmetrical so far, or at the very least... Well, not necessarily. It's just not giving us any gas here. We only have 1,000 gas in total to work with so far. That's quite fascinating. I wonder if that's going to be like a an additional little bit of difficulty here. Because if we are limited to primarily using Zerglings, I'm fully okay with that. But if we are limited to primarily using Zerglings, I do think that we better be careful. Although, actually, wow, I'm blind as a bat. Was that gas there all along? That's like a typical Lowko thing, by the way. I mean, some of you have already noticed it in like previous campaign playthroughs that I've done. But for some odd reason, I am like fully oblivious to things that are in the middle of my screen. I get this as well when I'm like playing games by myself, so without like, you know, actually recording and playing and whatnot at the same time. I don't know why that happens. I have no clue. I've got perfect vision. I had my eyes tested. I have just a tendency to not see things that are in the middle of my face for some odd reason. It's a little bit strange, I know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be worried or what, but anyway. In case you're bothered with that, I apologize, because there's not a whole lot I could change about it. Maybe I just need to look a little bit more clearly, but I don't know. It happens all the time, like... I remember with my Warcraft 3 playthrough, when I first did that one, a lot of people got rather upset at me for not seeing things in the middle of my screen, but you know, it's not that I'm not trying. It's not that I'm not trying, it's just that I don't, you know, I don't always see this stuff. Anyway, I'm getting myself a third hatchery right now as well. I think I'm gonna need that one. So far though, really just spending a lot of money on building up a big force. I'm kind of tempted to potentially, like, switch over to, a maxed out army before really moving out. I haven't really made like a 200 supply Zerg worth, or like a 200 supply Zerg worth army at all. I wonder if that's going to be a good idea. It sounds like a good one anyway, but that will be taking quite a bit of time. Getting my lair up right now, I think that it's probably a good idea for me to go ahead and build up a double, what are they called? A double evolution chamber, and we'll also be pushing up here with a creep colony, just so I can expand the creep a little, and therefore expand the area that I can build on. And of course, most importantly, I'm also going to be capable of using that creep colony to morph into this beautiful building called a sunken colony, which should be able to deal with most of the early game pressure quite nicely. Lair is just about to finish up. We're getting ourselves quite a bunch of gas income already, and actually don't think I really need a whole lot more than that. We'll go for melee as well as armor upgrades. I think that should be good. And at this point, I'm actually already feeling rather satisfied with the amount of stuff that I've got. Right? I've got a solid amount of income here. Do I really want to get more workers? I mean, I guess I can get a couple. It doesn't really necessarily hurt. I guess these are going to be the last ones, though. So we're getting 1-1. I'm going to go ahead and build myself a queen's nest here, which I think is going to be very helpful. And at the same time, we'll also build a spire. What about an army composition in this match? Calm down. Is that a scout? I've heard you are the most pointless unit in the game. Anyway, what about an army composition based around, like, Hydralisks, Guardians, and Ultralisks? I think that would be pretty cool. Although, I don't really know exactly if I'm going to be able to afford that. So, for now, I'll just focus on Guardians here primarily. Just because they are extremely good. Primarily just because they're a little bit easier for me to micro. But for now, I think I'm going to tech up towards the Hive, and we'll get that big army going. Not gonna lie though, I'm a little bit later on into the game right now. I would really like to have a second extractor just to get some more income, because I right now just don't have enough gas to properly support all of this. Now I know that there is gonna be something here hiding off in the corner. I think I'm actually gonna fly around here with my mutas as well. I was gonna morph those into Guardians very shortly, but for now I think I'm okay just simply morphing in some more Zerglings, and I'm gonna rally those all off in this direction as well. So hopefully my units are going to be able to get over there and wipe out some of these more terrifying Protoss armies. And hopefully we're going to find another gas there. I think that would be very helpful to have. So I'm just waiting for my Zerglings to spawn. There we go, boys. Go ahead, push up that ramp if you need to. I mean, I don't really give you much of a task, I suppose, but... Or much of a choice, I suppose, but still. Here we go, get up there. You guys are very disposable, I know. I hate saying that, but it's really true. There's a rather big army here, though. I wonder if that's worth it for us to, like, spend this much time and energy on this already. But anyway. Here we go. We have broken the ramp successfully. Ultralisk, if you can get up there as well. It does seem like there is at the very least a little bit of mining going on, although apparently these Zerglings are derping out. Doing the typical Brood War or StarCraft 1 thing where you just simply run all over the map and don't really achieve a whole lot. Alright, once again, making more Zerglings. That Ultra is definitely going to town though, which is nice. That did actually take quite a bit more than I had anticipated on when we first got this. But anyway. No, I don't want you to die. Get back here. I need you to morph into a Guardian shortly. Let's start up +2 armor as well, which is always going to be good. And I think I need to start up a handful of Zerglings as well, just in case. Although, or rather a handful of Hydras as well here, just in case. Although right now the Zerglings are coming in, and I think they're going to be able to do quite a bit of work. Don't quite have Adrenal Glands done yet. Which is a very important upgrade. And I also haven't seen any mineral patches, by the way. So maybe this is a waste of time. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves the Adrenal Glands upgrade next. And actually, I don't even have Metabolic Boost upgrade. So I should really go ahead and start upgrading these Zerglings a little bit more. Are you telling me there's not going to be a base here? Come on, there's always been nearby. Okay, there we go. This is what I was hoping for. Get that assimilator, boys. We don't care really for the mineral patch. I mean, the mineral patches are going to be fine and dandy, and they're going to be like a nice bonus, but I'm primarily here for that gas geyser. Need to replace that assimilator with something that's a little bit more useful for me. I don't know, I think I want to post it right over there. Although apparently... Oh, no! No way! There's a whole bunch... Oh god, this is not good. I got so busy here and so distracted fighting that area that I don't actually know if I've got enough right now. Scouts are not considered to be great units, mostly because of their price, and I actually think that I'm not gonna have enough here. I just lost most of my economy. Okay, that sucks. Nobody saw that. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to restart this one, but at the very least we now have a better understanding of where to go and what to do in this match. I think here in the earlier part of the game, before getting any kind of like super high tier units, we'll just focus on the good old Zerglings and Hydralisk. I think those are going to be a much safer option here, just because they're very powerful as well, and I mean, to be fair, they provide both anti-ground as well as anti-air, right? And they're going to be able to deal with essentially everything that we throw at them. A little unfortunate there, though. Not gonna lie. Anyway, let's also go ahead and start up a quick third hatchery once again. And I'll just simply spend a little bit of time rebuilding what I already had, just because I didn't save yet. Alrighty, so here we are once again a little bit later on into this match. Now, I'm getting myself some Hydralisk upgrade, because I am indeed focusing on quite a few of them. I mean... Truth be told, while I have a tendency to rush up straight to, like, you know, Skirts and Mutalisk and Guardians and Ultras and all these kinds of units, what we've got right here most definitely has got its place. And really, like, Hydralisks don't have any particular weaknesses, right? Like, we don't really have to be very careful with Hydralisks because they're gonna all be very powerful. Did also get myself a single spore colony there. Not entirely sure how good they are, but I'm assuming with knowing how good the Sunkens are, I'm assuming that they're gonna be at the very least pretty decent. That does also immediately mean that of course, I'm getting way more gas here, which is nice. And now that we are just about to finish up all of the upgrades, I'm getting myself a third control group as well. I'm thinking about taking out the base here on the right-hand side first. Now, there's an observer up there, which is a little bit annoying. By the way, they aren't, like, super strong, by the way, but they are still pretty good, right? They're not, like, a weak unit. Considering the price and, you know, the value that you get out of them, I think the Hydralisk is probably one of the best units in the game. Anyway, I think this time around, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the right-hand side of the map first, while we do get ourselves a Queen's Nest, too, because I do want to continue teching up. Now, before we do anything, actually, before I'm an idiot once again, let's go ahead and make sure that we save. I also want to make sure that I start up some additional upgrades. Not entirely sure which one to focus on, but I know upgrades are good, so we'll get all of them. Is there a ramp leading up here, though? I'm assuming there's gonna be one. There we go. Where's the one with the Ultralisk? Alright, well, it doesn't really matter. Just push up the ramp, boys. Ultra, you should really try and lead the charge, because you're kind of like the tank of this party, you know? You should try and pull aggro, although apparently our friendly Hydras were being a bit of a pain to you there, which is fair enough. Can we get that dude? Because he is one of our main threats. Very good. And I think we probably need to spend a little bit of time taking out all of the bases on the map, just because of the strength of all of these armies that we will face later on, right? Like, this seems to be pretty far away on the map, and if I let all of these bases live, I'm a little worried that I'm going to be caught with my pens down with a very massive force. Or to a massive force, rather. Let's continue onwards. Get some of those scouts that were trying to kill us previously. I'm actually not going to get that. I'm going to tech up towards the hive instead. And I'm thinking about, maybe we should just get a bunch of Ultras. Haven't really been making a whole lot of Ultras. Ultras are fun units, too. Right, even though they're a little derpy and they have a tendency to not run up ramps and all that, they still do very high amounts of single target damage. And actually, the fleet beacon is located over here. I wonder if there's going to be mineral patches here too. It would be nice. But hey, there we go. Getting ourselves everything we need. And there is indeed a nexus here too, so I think we are going to be able to mine from this very nicely. Gonna bring over a worker. Alright, fine. I'll just bring over the drone that way, and then very shortly, once I can, I'll build up the force over here. Now, Hive is currently mutating in as well. I'm planning to go for the Adrenal Glands upgrade. Then we'll go for some additional units there too. More importantly, of course, the Ultralisk then as well. I think the Ultralisk are probably a little easier to afford off of like 2 gases than the Guardians. Although, Ultras, like, they're still 200 gas each, right? They're still very pricey. Anyway, here we go. Here's that push coming in. I'm assuming I'm going to be able to take this one out, although... Trying to make my way here. Trying to make my way back. Making my way downtown with the Hydras. They're kind of slow and they're also dumb. No. Man, carriers are good units. Do I target fire down the carrier itself, or do I focus on the interceptors? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I've got this base going up right now, which is nice. I think I can just gun this thing down, right? Yeah, that's way more efficient, Lowko. Way more efficient. Why even bother with anything else? Alright, perfect. Totally perfect. Nobody saw any fault in that. I did end up losing quite a few workers there. Plus, I'm just about to get this other base going as well, so I'll just start making a bunch of drones again. Next up, we'll take out the base here on the left-hand side as well. And I think I'm actually going to be taking this one here too with us. There we go. Very nice. Let's go ahead and make sure that we got this all hotkeyed. So you guys are going to be in hotkey number 1. You're going to be hotkey number 1 as well. Then a bunch of you start mining over there. Actually, I think all of you could start mining over there. And then the remainder of the drones that I'm going to produce are going to go to this newly acquired expansion that just finished up. Very nice. Alright. So we get 1 control group worth of Hydralisk. And then an Ultra in there as well. We'll get a 2nd control group worth of units here very shortly. Which should be nice too. Let's get some Zerglings in there, I suppose. And I'll also be producing myself the Ultralisk Cavern here at this moment. Because I think that one is going to be crucial here as well. Alright, very nice. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna once again start producing some defensive units. So just in case of a counterattack, I'm gonna be able to stop that quite easily. And wait, whoa. Is he building? Why is he building a Nexus? I thought for a second he was counter rushing me. Is a drone gonna win that from a probe? I actually do not know. Doesn't look like it. Probe Imba. Alright guys, could you take that out please? In the meantime, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hotkey you guys to hotkey number 4. Then this is gonna be hotkey F2, which is gonna be a little bit easier to micro. And now we'll go ahead and push this direction. Alright, you guys, go ahead. Get back in there. Very nice, very nice. Let's move up this ramp now, guys. Come on. Come on. I know all of you are like on a whole bunch of different hotkeys and it's kind of tricky to like maneuver around the map and all that. But eventually you're gonna have to clean up this base one way or another anyway. So, you know, you better get ready. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more here though, because this base is a bit vulnerable. I don't even know how long that camera wasn't recording for, but that's okay. Sometimes the camera has a tendency to immediately drop out of battery, and it's got a recording limit as well, which I should really like work around. But anyway, I'm getting myself some creep colonies over here on the newly acquired expansion, which I think is going to be important. Let's get a spore and then 2 sunkens as well. How many dudes do we need in the gas? I'm not entirely sure, but at the very least, I think it's good to have some incentive to try and build up that force. Very nice. And with that Nexus that just got proxied here on my expansion will end up dying. So that's nice. Alright. So I replaced this hotkey, by the way, to F2, which is a little bit funny. But essentially it's a camera hotkey that I'm going to be able to micro again, or, you know, it's essentially like a camera hotkey that will allow me to produce out of all of these hatcheries all at once, which is going to be quite helpful. That way I can just simply control-click the larva, and it should be capable of producing out of all of the bases that we've got over here. Let's get you guys over here too. And I think that base is going to be quite well protected. I could technically speaking go for another expansion here too, by the way. I don't really know if we need to, but... Alright, so currently this base is once again under attack. I'm just building up the defenses of the other base right now, but I think it's probably not a bad idea to consider getting some more spores over here too. Let's see. Maybe like half and half would be a pretty decent idea. I don't really know exactly, but at the very least I want to make sure that I've got some defensive buildings here, just in case that turns out to be a necessity. Because it turns out, while the spore crawler did deal with that quite nicely, or the spore colony rather, we don't have that much left over. Alright, anyway, so I built some additional overlords as well. I think this is the point where I can start really producing my army. Here we go. That's what we were looking for. Perfect. Alright, so this base is now mining, which should be nice. Actually, let's get a creep colony there instead. Or a sunken colony there instead. There we go. We are right now building up a big force, right? We're gonna build up a very big force. I think I'm gonna get like a 2 or 3 control groups worth of Ultralisk. At the very least, that's the plan. I don't even know if Ultra is gonna be the good choice here. I definitely can't forget about Hydras here either, because I do think that that is going to be a pretty nice option for us to have as well. But very shortly, we're going to be able to run across the map with an army that is bigger than I have ever controlled. So if you're an experienced StarCraft 1 player, be prepared to cringe, because this is going to be a very tricky army to micro. I think I'm going to have to set up like control groups from like, you know, 1 to 9 or something if I want to properly move across the map with this stuff. This is gonna get messy. This is gonna get messy real quick. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna make a handful of Zerglings there as well. Perfect. I mean, already this army is becoming awfully large, and I'm only at 156 supplies. So this is my control group worth of Ultralisk, okay? Let's go ahead and separate some Hydras here as well. Since I can only hotkey 12 units at once, this is gonna get a little bit messy. I want to make sure that I get every one of you hotkeyed, so you gotta be far enough away so I can't easily select that. There we go. That's hotkey number 3 right there that you just saw moving out. There's so many things, though. Alright, fine. I'll get some Zerglings as well. There we go. Zerglings don't cost anything. Alright, hotkey number 4. There we go. You guys can be hotkey number 5. Go ahead and hang out there in the corner. Come on. Stop being lazy. Hotkey number 5. Get over there. Get in line. Very good. I almost don't want to make Zerglings because they're so, like, tricky to, like, hotkey. Anyway. You guys can be hotkey number 6 then. Also, go hang out in the corner over here, please. Hotkey number 7. Go ahead. Hotkey number 8. Go ahead, hang out over there as well. Hotkey number 9. And I think right now we make one more control group here worth of units. And I guess these guys are going to be hotkey number 0. And then I've run out of numbers on my keyboard, so I literally can't hotkey anymore. What I can do, however, is just simply put my rally point of all of my bases across the map. Well, I can tell you that I've got enough to defend against this. Although apparently they're going to try and still be a pain. Come on, boys! Get him! Boys! Get him! Oh my god, you guys are terrible. Ah, it's okay, I forgive you. Let's transfer some workers here towards this this new expansion. Alright, perfect. What could have possibly gone better there? Alright, you know what? I think I'm gonna set my rally point across the map. I'm gonna set my rally point of all of these hatcheries on that quest objective. Right? On that mission objective right there. Which I think is going to be quite helpful. And we'll just simply try and produce that way. I'm gonna transfer some workers back towards this base. Guess it's probably a good idea because these will be running low here on resources as well. We'll go ahead and save just in case. We're gonna 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, 8A, 9A, and 0A. Alright, now we apparently still have a couple of units that refuse to move, so I guess I'm gonna have to manually target you guys. At the same time, I'm also gonna rally in a whole bunch of Zerglings, and I guess I need to get these dudes to mining as well. Alright, here we go. On the minimap, that temple is going down. I mean, it's actually surprisingly empty here. I assumed I would be running into a lot of units here. Look at the minimap, though. That is a streak of Zerg moving across, bumping into each other, being a little stupid about it, but... Here we go. Here we go. The Ultras are going to town. Do you think I should bring some Overlords as well? Because I can bring some Overlords. Let's go ahead and bring some Overlords in, just in case we need to detect any cloaked units. I don't know if there's going to be any... Actually, there's not going to be Dark Templar on Aiur, right? Someone wisely pointed that out in the previous episode, that there's not going to be Dark Templar here. I upset a lore nerd. I apologize. I didn't mean to upset any lore nerds. Anyway. I think we're successfully destroying this temple, alright? It took a little bit longer than it needed to, because I've been busy setting up my bases here, assuming I was going to need to. Take down all of these things. But at this point, I think we've arrived at a moment where, yeah.
The Protoss have launched a final offensive to keep us from the ruins. You must hold them at bay.
I can do that, Daggle. I'm essentially maxed out, my man. What do I have to defend? Bring the Khaydarin Crystal to the remaining of the... Oh. Alright. I need you guys to hug this drone. You, hug that drone too. Good job. Let's go ahead and send in a whole lot of Hydras behind this as well, just because we can. Oh snap, I lost track of where my... Where's the drone at? These units are still moving back. Hey, there it is. Alright, perfect. I should probably hotkey you as well, huh? Kinda ran out of hotkeys. I know. They're here to protect you, sir. They're like your bodyguards. This is like the most heavily guarded drone in the history of Zerg. Like a drone has never been this well escorted towards an objective. Let's make some more Zerglings. Oh man, this is almost like, look at these guys just derping into each other. Like years of training in the Zerg hatchery, and you know, they like literally walk into each other. It's kind of dumb. Anyway, I've got my escort ready. The drone escort, it's ready. Open up, boys. Zerg is ready to pounce on Aiur.
Events set into motion so long ago be made complete. For the Protoss too were created by the Xel'Naga. They were the first creation, gifted with a purity of form, and we were the second creation, blessed with a purity of essence. Indeed, our two species are but opposite facets of a greater whole. Soon shall our two races be made as one. Thenceforth shall all feel the wrath of the eternal swarm, for the hour of judgment is come.
So we figured out the reason why the Overmind wanted to go to Aiur. Because it turns out he wants to essentially merge the Protals with the Zerg and create a hybrid. And with the invasion of Aiur completed, in the next episode, I'm gonna be starting up with the Protoss campaign, the 3rd episode of the StarCraft story. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get a notification as soon as that video goes live. But other than that, I want to thank you very much so for hanging out with me. It's been awesome. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile or write, and I will see you in the next one.